All righty. Incredible evening. Incredible evening, everyone. Ooh, I have the wrong thing up over here. Hold on. Hello, hello, hello. All right, I'm just trying to share some things out real quick. So bear with me. Ooh, I gotta sneeze. I have to sneeze. All right. So hello, how are you? Evening, incredible evening, everyone. Incredible evening. All right. All right, I'm trying to get back over here so that I can do man, oh man, oh man. What am I looking for? YouTube Studio. Hello. Hello, Professor. Been forever since I caught a live video. Where have you been? What have you been up to? I've been here. Well, I did take a little bit of a break in, what was that? May? I did have a little bit of a break in May, but hey, we're back now. Where have you been? What have you been up to? Hey, hey, hey. Hey, did you find it on your dashboard? Did you find the community on your dashboard? I'm actually going to send out an email too. Well, actually, I just added to the dashboard. It's now in the course, but it's also, you should see it on your dashboard. All right. Let's go back over here. Yay! Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. All right. I'm looking for this post to share it out. See, it even gives me a delay on my own notification for me just to click on it. I had to go over yonder and like actually go find it. More options, share to a group. All right, so helping out friends with prints and trying to repair a free 7710. So one of the best ways to try to get that going is to push fluids through it. It's really like pushing air. So the first time you need to get a set of cartridges. Well, you can do it with the set of cartridges, or you can just do it with the cleaning kit and that tube. I don't recommend that one because it's easier to break off the little pins in there. But if you do a separate cartridge and you put the cleaning solution in there, works out so much better because you just push, like you can push the air through the cartridge and it'll kind of go through it. So you want to do that and then put regular ink cartridges in there, push air to push that ink through it to try and clear up any clogs. But normally workforce printers are a lot easier to fix than anything else. Okay. I just got off the phone with my mama bragging about you. Aw, thank you. All right, so let's get into this because I want to go home and I want to go eat. So, hello, everyone. Incredible evening. Thank you for jumping on. Hey, Aquisha. Incredible evening. Hey. Thanks for teaching us. You are so very welcome. This is what I absolutely love to do. Hey, Miss Cheryl, we're going to talk about that. Nani, hello. Hey, just say. Oh no, you are good. We haven't even started talking about anything yet. I was trying to, get it all shared out and whatnot, and then I was actually talking to some of my peeps over here on TikTok. So, Guy Gifted said alignment was messed up. If it can't be fixed, yay for parts. Oh, okay. I mean, you can always go into the alignment though. Like, there's an adjustment for alignments where you can go and print that out and attempt to align it yourself. And then a lot of the times though, if you might, depending on like the paper you use, if they're trying to use it for sublimation, but if they use it as a regular printer using the setting like premium presentation paper matte will a lot of times fill in those gaps. So that might actually work too if they're not trying to use it for sublimation. So incredible evening. All righty, let me head on over to my groups. You are very welcome. So we are going to kind of throw in a little bit of Q&A in here as well. So if you have questions, as you can see, I'm answering them from TikTok. I'll answer your questions as well as we go through and we talk about and discuss the seminars, which I'm going to explain as far as like what they are. So I saw Miss Cheryl ask, what they are. So I am going to go through that and let's see. Let me just go over here. Just have one more that I have to do. And there we go. All right. I'll share it out. So hello, everyone. I am Shakia, the professor of HS Inc. 365. We are the home of the Honestly Speaking brand of products. We carry the best sublimation paper that allows you to sublimate as low as 365 degrees, as fast as 30 seconds. It was used to create my sublimation to glitter shirt here. So done in 30 seconds onto the rainbow glitter Caesar Rainbow Glitter HTV. There we go. My jacket was also done with our amazing ink. 30 seconds to press this on here. So definitely check that out on our website, 365 degrees, 30 seconds. We're also the home of 365 Creative Academy, where we help you to unlock your creativity in a wide variety of trainings. Like our summer school and our summer seminars and our summer workshops, which is slightly being rebranded just a little bit because we want you guys to be more interactive with those. So I guess like they're going to be kind of marketed more so like tutoring sessions or like study sessions because it's meant for you guys to actually work along. And we decided that we are going to do like each one twice. But once we do that, like it won't be available for playback or to purchase the playback because the goal of it is to get you guys on the session and actually do it. You'll still have unlimited access if you paid for it, but we were trying to capture those who desire to come on and actually work along with us so that you get a full understanding of like the different steps and things like that. So we are kind of sort of after that first one, we're kind of sort of rebranding the workshops to where The verbiage will be more so of like tutoring sessions or like study sessions. This is something that you may or may not already know. And it's like just really getting that practice in. Because how many times have you gone to do something and it's like you're missing a step? You can't figure out what it is. That's kind of how I wanted that to be set up. Some of them would be like just straight up teaching new things. And some of them are tasks that, yeah, I've done videos with them, but like, on these topics, but now to actually be on with me, do it along with me, ask any questions. That's what we're really going for when it comes to the workshops / tutoring or study. I'm still debating. I think I like study session better than like a tutoring session. So we're probably going to go with that, or maybe study workshop, somewhere in there. But we're going to rebrand out in a little bit, because I really want you guys to understand that the purpose of that is to be in the room when it's live, so that you can actually work along, ask your questions, and be a little bit more engaging with those. Okay. So that's that. All right. So we have all of that. Summer's jam-packed. The summer is jam-packed. So some of you guys saw we had I'm going to get right into this, right? So some of you guys saw that we had the summer school, and that is 5 weeks of different topics designed to help give you a boost in your business, not just for things that you can produce to make a profit from, but as a new entrepreneur, you're just starting out your business, there are going to be things that will benefit your business and you're going to need for your business that you may not know how to produce for yourself. That is that DIY part. That's the part where you still get to be a crafter and you can create some things that are going to be helpful to your business. So like with the foam board, when you don't have to go out and sell a foam board cutout or a foam board vending machine or anything like that, you may just want to create some things for pop-up shops, or you might want to create your own like watermark when you're taking your pictures and things. You might want to create your own stands and risers so that you can give, at a pop-up shop, you can give yourself a height and dimension, or maybe when you're taking pictures of your items and you're doing like a bundle, you want to create your own stands. I do a lot of that with foam board. You can go back and watch look at some of the pictures that I posted. So like my son's first birthday, Zaini Mani's first birthday, we had the Muppet Babies theme, and I had these risers that the gable boxes were sitting on. I created all of that from foam board. So if you wanted to create something like a stand for your tumblers, you don't want to necessarily, maybe not have the funds to. Foam board is really, really inexpensive, or it can be. Well, to me, I think $2.99 is inexpensive. Even if you want to kind of use the Dollar Tree ones, you can use that, but you can create your own risers and things of that nature. You can use the ribbons to create custom ribbons for your business, like for your packaging. You don't necessarily have to sell them. You can make sublimation projects like mugs or tumblers or pens, make your own work shirts from sublimation. So you'll learn all of that sublimation week. And then, of course, when it comes to the DTF, that part is ones where you can either make it for yourself or just learning about outsourcing. We are going to focus on the power of outsourcing, so you can see that you do not have to have all of this equipment. You don't need to have all the equipment. I think I just saw someone says, there we go. I have a small craft space in the house, organized. So like organization ideas for cutting machines and tools. So that's a question, but if that is your situation, doesn't mean that you have to leave that money on the table. If you want to do more things with like DTF or screen print transfers, eco-solvent prints, now you have like the UV DTF. So there are so many things that and so it's in the class today, they automatically think that like whenever they see someone posting and they say, hey, I made this banner, I made and sold this banner, they're thinking that in their workspace, they have this huge printer that they're printing from. No, they're outsourcing it. They're sending it to a company that's going to print it out for them. Same thing with DTF. You don't have to have it in-house. You can order them and you're just going to press on demand. So that's what that last week is dedicated to, is how can outsourcing really work for you when it comes to ordering transfers. All right. Now the summer school like you get access to all of that. You also get access to a bonus exclusive community, and you get my complimentary small business, which has been put in a vault somewhere. Like no one can actually ever purchase that, but you get access to my complimentary small business. And that's where we went through, I think it was like 7 or 9 different sessions, how to kind of like make if it's temporary or if it's your, lifetime logo. So I taught how to create text logos, how to create thank you cards, how to create stickers and labels and tags for your business. If you want to do some promotional things, how you can DIY some scratch off cards. We went through overlays for pictures, like, if you want to create custom frames for your Instagram posts and things like there's so much jam packed into that. And that is one that has been retired. No one can purchase it. But if you sign up for the summer school, you have access to that exclusive training if you didn't have it from before, because no one will actually ever be able to purchase it. So that's what you get if you're in the summer school. Now, I didn't want to confuse anyone. And when I'm speaking about the summer school, if I talk about like free resources that I'm giving out for certain things, I did not want anyone to be confused. Like, oh, well, I didn't get that. So for all of the individual sessions within the summer school, I decided to call them basically like seminars. So it's the same thing they get access to. You won't get access to all of them. You're only going to get access to your specific week that you sign up for, or if you sign up for 2 weeks, you're only going to get access to those trainings. Okay. But if you wanted to take just the phone board week, if you wanted to take just the DTF week, if you wanted to take the sublimation week or the ribbons week, the only one that you cannot get access to a la carte is this week. If you would like to be in on the business sessions and get the resources that we will have for the business sessions, you have to be enrolled in the full on school, like summer school. You cannot do just the individual seminars, and you can't purchase this week individually. So it will be starting next week. So week 2 through week 5 can be purchased a la carte. They are listed as seminars on the website, and you will get access to the Zoom link for those 3 days of that particular week and nothing else. Okay. So that's what that is. So would you be able to buy them separately? So if you have a specific week that you want, you can now go to the website and purchase that particular week and just worry about that week. The other change that we made is with the last week. Now, it's a little bit different for those who are in the summer school because it wasn't quite priced that way. But we're going to post it in there, and you're going to figure out like how you can get it and whatnot. So that's not for you guys. So that last one, when you go on there, it's going to seem kind of pricey, but rather than make the box a separate item that you can choose to get or not get, we made it to where it's automatically included in the price. So the teaching is one thing, and then getting the box with the transfer. So that box for the last week for the World of Transfers, you're going to get 2, which we added one today because when my, as she would like to call it, my apprentice was here, looking at when you don't save your file properly and what happens to it. So we created a file that is actually going to be saved the incorrect way, because I want you guys to be able to see what happens when you don't save it the correct way. So you're going to get 3 DTF prints, a large one, a small one, and then one that is set up like it was saved incorrectly, and you'll see how you'll end up with those white lines around it. You're going to get a sublimation transfer, a screen print transfer, eco solvent. So with the printable HTV, and a t-shirt so that you can press it to the shirt, and then you can wash it, you can feel it, you can see what the difference is. With the DTF ones, you're going to get one where it's kind of loose with the design, and then you'll get one that's like literally a full design. So you can see why you don't want to do those really big, bulky designs, because it's still going to feel like a piece of plastic on it. So you're going to get that in the sublimation, not the sublimation, in the DTF and Eco Solvent prints, which is just, HTV, so that you can see when you have these large designs that don't have any movement to it, how that affects your like the feel of the shirt. So that is what you will get. So it's automatically included in the price. Shipping is not included. You still got to pay for the shipping of it. It's about 16 ounces between the box, the shirt, the transfers. We measured all of that stuff. So it's about 16 ounces. So you're going to have to pay for that for wherever you are getting it shipped to from Miami. But we decided to not give you guys the option of buying it or not buying it, because it's going to be beneficial for you to really feel that. And if you've never ordered or used any of those transfers, this would be your opportunity to kind of just have those different transfers. So we're going to ship those out. So that one is a little bit more than the others, and the prices for them are really broken down based off of the value of them and what can really give you the biggest return on your investment. So that's how that's set up. The link for it is in the description of this video. Or if you go straight to our website, under upcoming classes, you're going to see it says, like, the thumbnail is still the same because it'll say Foam Board Creations. I'm going to eventually create other ones that says seminars, just so that you don't get confused. But the title says seminar, and that's where you will that's where you can purchase the individual weeks. Okay. But the first week is not available a la carte. So hopefully that answers your question as far as the seminars, Miss Cheryl. All right. So now I'm going to get back in. I'm going to talk about that again once others come in, but we're going to answer some of these questions. So over here, there was a question that was posed for those who have a smaller craft space in a house, organization ideas for cutting machines and tools. Not sure if you own, rent, or if you're able to put shelves on the wall. But when you have a small space, one of the best things that you can do for yourself is to go up. You're going to be, limited in how far you can go out, and like maybe, how wide or how far you can come out with tables and things like that. So if you are able to go up, even if it has to go all the way to the ceiling, to be able to put storage there and label it so that like if it's your adhesives, if it's your cutting tools, if it's your glue sticks, things like that. But you want to go up. Whether it is one of the wire shelves, like we have a wire shelf system here, and I have 3 printers on it. I'm sorry, not 3 printers. Well, it is 3 printers, but it's 2 printers. It's my 7720, my 7210, and then on the next shelf are my easy presses, my the Vivora one. So all 3 of those are there. And then the top part of the shelf is my Sawgrass and my Epson EcoTank printer. So that is pretty much all printers. We have somewhat of the same exact setup in the actual equipment room, and it has the 7210 on the bottom, 7820, 7210, 7820, 7840. Then we have like little bins on the sides that have different things in them, storage. And then the top has paper. My guillotine cutter is up there. I think it's a laminator that's up there. I'm trying to visualize everything that's on the top shelf. So the top one has like some storage things up there as well. Like here we have little bins. So I have my backup glue gun there. I have the Cricut Easy Press on the side of one. We have one thing I love about, because there's a small one there. So next to the printer, with this being in our box like this, there is an 8.5 by 14 box that has the paper sitting there on this shelf. So shelves are going to be great. And then if you have like a desk, so over on this side, which is great for storage, I have a desk that can raise up and down. Okay, we got it from Amazon, so it's adjustable, but it is sitting on top of, which, look, don't judge me in uh okay, I don't know who this is, but okay, how can I can't even get rid of it over here. So because it's on a Facebook, I've never had anyone put a bunch of spam from a Facebook page. But anywho, and I'm going to take you guys over here. So you see how I have my desk. I'm going to show y'all in a minute. Give me a second. But I have my desk. There are those shelves that it's made for those things right there, like the plastic one, so you can kind of have that. But this raises up and down, so you can have storage underneath. And because it's raised, she sits there, and you still have room for your legs and to work, because those will sit further back and your desk is up, so you can have storage underneath. And then, well, I have my whiteboard, but you could put shelves and stuff there. So go up when it comes to storage. And if you need to, you can have the other, like, make those, because they have ones that's more open, and you can put your printers on top, because in the old space, the my printers were on top of those things. So yeah, and the whiteboard, and that is magnetic. So if you wanted to have things, like they have like little jars and stuff that's magnetic, you can put those on there and kind of hang them. So yeah. All right, so let me try and show y'all over there, because I don't think it's really going to show. Yeah, y'all aren't going to see any of that over there. Hold on. I don't know what to do to show y'all, because I'm going to have to take a picture and just post it, because I just realized I can't really show y'all, because if I go, it's just going to show the whiteboard. It's not going to show what's underneath. So yeah, I have to post a picture for y'all. All right, I don't even know what group that's in to get rid of whoever just posted that foolishness. Okay, I know it can't be in my student union. It has to be in this group. I need one now. I forgot. I forget if I don't see it what I need. That's what and that's what my husband got that from me for. So the one that is here, we just got two dry erase boards. So this one is made to where it has a natural split in it. So on one side, like, as soon as someone may contact me about an inquiry for work, like I have one at the top, that birthday is not until November 2nd. But when they contacted me, if I don't write it down somewhere, I'm going to forget about it. And it's so far away. So I wrote that like at the top, so I remember to design for it. So it's for twin second birthday for Cocomelon shirts. This is where I started to write out the plans for summer school, wrote out the trunk party that I have to do foam boards for. I actually need to delete all of this side. And then the other side, we haven't done it yet. I'm going to do it with adhesive vinyl, but I'm going to make that a calendar that I can always update. So for every month, like, that calendar will be there. Some people do like the clear acrylic one. I don't really have another wall space. I guess I could put one on that side, but what I'm going to do on that one is just create the file from adhesive vinyl, put it right there on the dry erase board, and then every month we can write it in, and I can kind of see at a glance. Because yeah, that's definitely me. If I don't see it, even though I have notebooks and I have calendars and stuff, if I don't see it, I'll forget about it. Okay, I'm wondering if they deleted their comment because I swear I don't see it. So whoever that was and wherever they put it at, I'm guessing they deleted it because I don't see it in any of the groups unless I'm missing something. Yeah, I don't see it. So hopefully they just deleted their weird comment because it was going to get deleted regardless unless one of my mods got to it. All right. Yeah, I don't see that one. Okay. Thank you for clicking the thumbs up. All right. Any other questions? I'll go back into the breakdown of the summer seminars, summer school, the workshops. So I was kind of going back and forth. Tracing is always a big one, always a big one. And then someone had actually just asked about, even though I have the video, I guess they're still struggling with removing the inner parts, like the white. So I thought that would be a good one to do to kind of work hands on with how to remove the inner parts of things. So we're still working on the next one because I decided to revamp the workshops and kind of rebrand them as more like study halls versus workshops, because that's more so I want it to be. It's like, let's, study hall, you got to do some work. So I think once we did that, I'm trying to figure out what to do next. If you guys have a suggestion for a single thing that we like, one thing that we will do in that session, and you're going to get hands-on training and hands-on guidance, feel free to drop those suggestions. Okay. My friend's face when I shared your video tracing in Silhouette Studio. She used to be a Cricut user. Yes, I'm telling you, tracing is everything in Silhouette Studio. So someone said yes, removing the insides would be awesome as one of our study hall sessions. Okay, awesome. Okay. Hi, Kimber. Oh, wait a minute now. Hi, Kimberly. How art thou? I have an Epson 7710. Is that a good printer for sublimation? It is one of the best printers for sublimation because with that particular model, you are able to still reset your cartridges. You don't have to worry about chips. We don't have the issue of chips just randomly not reading. You have auto reset ones, or you can just get a chip resetter. We are out of chip resetters, but our auto reset chips on our cartridges still works wonders, and you'll still be able to use it over and over and over again. Hopefully our shipment of chip resetters will be in soon. But yes, we have the empty cartridges on our website. So just head over to shop.hs Inc. and we have different kits. The bundle is the one with the chip resetter. Like I said, those are sold out, but you have the different kits on there. Or if you need just the cartridges, go over to Essentials and then you'll see the cartridges by themselves. But it is one of the best models of printers to use. Any of those old school workforces are the best. You miss your 7720, man. That's why when right before they stopped selling them, if I saw a 7210, I jumped on it, and I'm glad I did because I didn't know what was going to happen, with the newer ones. So I went and got like a couple 7720s and a 7210. Yeah, they're going to be hard to find now. Like you have to find them in marketplaces and try and bring them back to life if someone hasn't used them for a long time. But you're not going to be able to find them just like brand new in a box unless it was somebody like me that just had them stored away and now they just want to sell it. No, I'm not selling any of mine. But yeah, you're not going to really be able to find one brand new. But if you already have one sitting around, they're great. Great, 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 great. All right. Any other questions? So, did you see that I did answer your question, Kimberly, about the jeans, and that I posted the link, my peekaboo shirt. It's the same exact concept where you're just going to take heat and bond, put it to the edge, and you're going to basically adhere it to the inside. Now, I'm not too good on distressing jeans. I actually have on a pair of distressed jeans right now. I normally buy them distressed, but some people know how to get it and pull the little stuff out to have all the things to it. So, um, you have to just know like how wide you're going to make that opening so that you can't, oh, there you go. So you can design in it, and you just have to know how to distress it. I'm not good at that distressing stuff, but I'm pretty sure there's a video on YouTube on how to distress the jeans and put like the holes in it. But you're just going to put you're going to just do heat and bond. So you want to heat and bond fabric to the inside. And if it's white fabric, you can sublimate it. If it's cotton fabric, you can just put HTV on it. You can put DTF prints on it. You can put Jet Pro 3G prints on it, because you're just pressing like it's a shirt and it's just going to fit inside of those open areas. Okay. Tracing would be good also for the study hall. Um, I'm gonna need to order some cartridges and chips before you stop selling them. I'm so worried about installing my printers on my new laptop. So installing them on your new laptop, don't worry about that. Like, you won't. The download for firmware and the download for your drivers are two separate things. So on your laptop, all you're going to do is click on the one for the drivers and you're going to install the drivers. Firmware is something totally different than, if you do like the Epson update, it'll constantly pop up, but you can ignore that. So don't get nervous about installing and setting it up on your new laptop, because those are, as I said before, two totally different things. You can install the drivers and feel very safe and confident because you need those. Just do not do the firmware update so that you don't kill your chips on there, okay? What is tracing? Oh, that's a really good question. I take for granted that people just automatically know what tracing is. So I thank you for just even posting that, or not being afraid to ask that question, because some people, I think they have questions, but I think they're a little bit afraid to put them on the live videos. I guess maybe because I show it on the screen, but I thank you for that, because I take for granted that, like, feeling like everyone knows what tracing is, especially if you're coming from the Cricut space, like the Cricut world, because whether you guys know it or not, you do still trace in Cricut design space. It's just you guys consider it to be like removing the background, kind of, sort of, something like that. But it really is still like tracing. The only one, I guess, you don't have to trace, like if it's a PNG, it kind of like already accounts for those transparent pixels, whereas Silhouette does not. We don't have any of those over here, Tanika. No, we never. It's, if you don't know, you don't know. But we never say that first part of your comment. We never call them that over here. But no, you cannot tie dye polyester. Well, somebody said that there's like a RIT dye that will take to polyester, but most time, like, you can't really tie dye polyester. It's in with the traditional way of doing tie dye. It's with cotton. Um, I watched you for months and was afraid to ask questions. Now I'm all about asking and learning. Why were you afraid to ask me questions? What? All right, my lips are dry. Um, She's like, I'd be at a loss if I couldn't use your pigment ink and sublimation inks. It's just, I mean, until they figure it out, it just some people just don't understand that they are doing a third party conversion. And Miss Cheryl, if you would only know the calls that we've gotten and threatening us about chips, it's like, is it even worth it? I hate to take it away from those who need it and they understand what they're getting themselves into. But some people, which I understand, it's your hard-earned money, but at the same time, it is a third-party conversion. We are very honest and transparent. Like, you even have to click a little thing that says you acknowledge the fact that a firmware could do X, Y, and Z, or the chips may not work. And we've gotten some nasty, I do mean nasty, calls and emails and inboxes being yelled at. So yeah, like I want to keep it professional, and that makes me want to lose my cool sometimes. Ooh, that one is a little bit different. That won't really kind of fall within what the workshops are for, because they're meant to like do like single tasks. Doing a full on design is a little bit different because everybody would end up doing something differently. And if it's just a design that I've created, we've done that in all of the other ones. So you would be able to just kind of follow along with that if I provide the design that you're going to do. So that would be a little bit harder for this, but I will keep that in mind for a different type of trying something a little bit different for green designs. I know you have this desire to really find your design voice, and my advice is going to be the same thing: is find something. Don't worry about right now trying to, I guess you can say, fully find your design voice. You need to work on just understanding how to put designs together, how to make those tools work together. Make sure that you are cropping the right thing, subtracting the right thing, filling something in with color, how you space it. And you accomplish that by doing what I did for a really long time. I never tell you guys to do something that I didn't do myself. Now, if you're trying to rush the process, I can't help you. I don't know what to tell you if you're trying to rush the process, but I got better over the years. I am great at designing now because of what I did in learning to design. I would see something, I'm going to, either like take a picture of it, or I'll look for stuff like online, take a screenshot of it, and I'm going to try and recreate that. Start with simple things like creating shapes. Oh, dang it. I wish I can show you guys on I wish I could show you guys on my phone, but I'm on TikTok. So I was at Wow. I think I posted the picture though. Did I post it already on Facebook? I don't know. But I went to Wawa's and they have like these post wraps, and they had posters on the doors and stuff. So even if it's like creating a fake advertisement, if you want to mimic a Burger King advertisement, you're going to go find a burger, you're going to trace that out, you're going to put a background on it, you're going to either put it in the middle, put it off to the side. How do you crop that down? Add your words. That is what I did. Like, I recreated other people's designs. And I talked about that. They had that assignment in the Foundations of Designing. We had that assignment in our master's program. We're going to have that assignment in the next round of master's program. That is how you learn. You are not stealing from someone, because it's not like you're trying to sell those things. You are simply trying to get some practice reps in. Look at an invitation. If you might get mailers. So if you have anything that came in the mail and you consider it to be like normally is junk mail, guess what? That mailer, a graphic designer created that. Take that, put in whatever program that you use, try to recreate that exact same thing, even if it's the exact same words. You don't have to use the exact same fonts, but try to set it up the same way, space it the same way. The more you do that, you're going to become more familiar with all of the tools, and then it will make it easier to create your own designs. When you go and you draw inspiration from what someone else is doing, it's going to help you create your own designs and come up with your own voice. When, as if like the same way we talked about in the creative business session, knowing who you're talking to, who your audience is. So if you're trying to create more sports related designs, you're going to have a set of fonts that are great for sports related. The problem is you guys are trying to design for everything. I want to do birthdays for babies, birthdays for adults, for teens, girls, boys. That requires a lot of different images, a lot of different backgrounds, trying to keep up with a bunch of different fonts. When I was doing events, I started off with girl events, princess type events, and that's all I would do. I was known for that. Like, don't ask me about anything else. I'm going to perfect doing a birthday party for a young girl who desires to have a princess party anywhere from like 1 to 5 year old. So it's going to make, I can keep it real kid friendly and stuff like that. That's what I worked on. Every last one of them used the exact same elements for a long time until I mastered that. I will never tell you to do something that I did not do myself. I understand that's not what you want to hear. You want to be able to get it quick, fast, in a hurry. It don't work that way. I don't care what nobody tell you and all these little, it don't work that way. You're not going to master these things in one class and master it overnight. And you're definitely not going to master it if you are hell bent on doing 30,000 different things and not focusing on one. If you want to start off, I want to create a bunch of different sports designs. I want to create a bunch of different girl designs. I want to create a bunch of different like religious designs. You have to do it that way to really hone in on designing and finding your design voice. All right. I felt like Tanika's first 2 words, but I had to understand if I wanted to learn, I had to speak up. That little TikTok one, speak up. I don't know the rest of it because I don't do the new age songs, but yeah. Great idea. You're very welcome. All right, so let's see. So tracing, I kind of went into that, but let me tell you what tracing is, right? So, all right, let's say the way I just told Aquisha about recreating something, right? This is graphic designing. This is a part of graphic designing. So if I wanted to go and recreate this, right? I can take a picture of this or maybe even find this online. I want to arrange things myself. So I can go and put an outline around it, and that's called manual tracing. I'm going to crop that out. So now I have these little rice cakes, and I can arrange them where I want. So maybe I don't want mine set up with just 3. Maybe I want to put 5 on there. Maybe I want to put one in the corner. So you're going to trace that element and basically pull it out. It might be that, well, I don't know what font this is, so I want it to be able to use. I want to change the color on it. So I'm going to trace this so that I can fill it in with color. I can isolate it. I can use it. So in Silhouette Studio, if you have something and it has a white background on it and you want to be able to use it in other like layer on top of things, you would do what's called a trace and detach. That's going to remove that white background. So in Silhouette Studio, it's called trace and detach. If you are in Photoshop, it has a white background and you want to remove that away, you're going to just say kind of like remove the background. A lot of the things that you would do in different programs, it is the same concept. It just has different names. In Cricut Design Space, if you bring something in and let's say you want to vectorize it, you have to use the wand and erase the background around it. And then in all of those areas where it's white, you would have to click in that too and remove it to where you start to see the pixels. That is essentially tracing. Silhouette Studio just has an easier way of doing it. Vector-based programs have an easier way of doing it. So Silhouette Studio Corel Draw, Adobe Illustrator, Affinity Designer. They have either live traces or just different trace tools and trace functions that allow you to isolate an image, or you'll do things like you want to have a cut line if you're doing a print and cut. That's in a nutshell what tracing is. Hold on, I'm going to find something for you real quick. Let's put this over here. Oh, I can't move it because I hit open. Hold on. So let's go downloads and all right, it's taking forever to load the preview, but I'm trying to find my Disney Princess. Okay, Disney Princess Ariel. All right, I'm just going to open up that one. And I wish I had the JPEG version of it, but I have no idea where it's at. Let's see if I can find the JPEG version of this. 1 second. I know I have one. Okay, it's not necessarily really the JPEG version of that one, but this does have Cinderella on it. So we're just going to bring her over and you'll see the difference. Although I have the let me see, I have the Cinderella one. Let me go find where Cinderella, 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 Cinderella. Where is Cinderella? Where is she? Ooh, this is a good one too. When it comes to, I'm going to use the word Canva. Where is Cinderella? Where did she go? She's hiding from me. Where's Cinderella? Okay, maybe if I just type in Cinderella. Shakia. Oh, well, it's not coming up. Cinderella didn't come up. I don't know why. Okay, it's fine. I'll just leave what's there. So let's put this on this side and then I'll show you what's tracing. I use PicsArt, but I don't use PicsArt to create designs. I use PicsArt as like a quick way to edit photos, to change for like my thumbnails for the products that I sell, to do color correction on them. I use it to add my watermark to it. Now I did do a video when God, what's her name from Glee? When she passed away, I did do a memorial thing from PicsArt, and I did that as a video just to show that you can use it, but it's not something that I personally typically use. I like to have a larger screen when I am designing, and that's more of an app. I'm not really big on creating designs in apps. I like actual design softwares. Let's see. I know you've talked about it. We take that chance. I had no problems, but if I did, it was my decision. Yeah. All right. So let's see. All right. Over here. Do you ever update VersaWorks? So I had to do it like the most recent one, because I was not able to really do anything. It was taking forever to send jobs. I've never really, I don't really see that they have a lot of updates. They've only really had one since I've had mine, and I avoided it for a while just because it was taking forever. But then, just trying to do the update, and then I was like, you know what? Forget that. I went to the actual site and just downloaded it like it was like when you do when you first get it. And then that worked out better. But yeah, so yes, if you do the update, it will take forever. If you go to the site and you're just downloading the new version, it doesn't take that long. But that's why I avoided it for so long. Because I'm like, every time I do the update, it would say it's like a 10-hour, 12-hour download. Anybody got time for that? So I just went right to the website and just download. Like, if you just got your rolling, the new one that's on there is the latest one. So I just went on there, downloaded that. It did still take some time. I think it took like 2 hours, but it was still better than 10 hours. So, all right. So let's go to present, share screen, entire screen, and y'all gonna see Quaker, but I'm gonna turn y'all around so y'all can see. Y'all gonna see the Quaker one up there. All right. So we're gonna bring y'all down some. And add to stream. So a couple different things that you would be able to do. So like, okay, Canva is like this, right? If I wanted to cut this from vinyl, if I wanted to do a print cut on it, anything like that, or if I wanted the exact size. Now, some programs will have crop, and technically I could, why is this not, there we go. So technically I could try and put a box right to the edge of this, and I could try and crop it down to have it be the exact size, right? Okay. But what tracing will allow you to do is get the exact size, and it's going to give you what's called a vector outline. And anything that follows a path, where it's a cutting machine, if it's a laser cutter, if it is a CNC machine, any of those, it will be able to follow that path. So I will go over here. We're going to go select trace area. I can trace one of two ways. I can trace it, and there's some things that you should know when it comes to tracing. We have a 30-day training that teaches all about tracing, understanding the different colors and what picks up and what doesn't. So I'm not going to get too deep into that, but you would just have to adjust your settings. And let's say we go up to there and I go trace. My original stays intact. It still has this super large box around it. If I double click, I only have 4 corners. This will never cut. Well, now with this one, because I traced it, I now can fill this in whatever color I want. If I fill this in with color, it's going to fill in as a whole box. But now with this one, if I want to add a gradient, I can. I can add a pattern to this if I didn't want it to be in that color. So that's like the baseline of tracing. Now, if I wanted it to stay exactly like it is here, and have their signature like gradient, you would do what's called a trace and detach. So we're going to go here, we're going to take that up, and we're going to go trace and detach. Now, the difference is in this and like the first one, and then like once this trace and detaches, is it's going to give us the exact size. At some point here. So there is an invisible box. This is the box that was there. Okay. Now with this one, I know that it wasn't whatever size it was before, which I forgot to look at. So if you were to bring this in, and this is where a lot of people get caught up at, and it's like, oh, well, my file was here, I resized it, but it printed small. Well, it printed small because this box is really 56 by 31, but the design, well, okay, so this one was 56.797 by 31.947, but the actual image itself was only 56.467 by 18. So that's, especially on the height, that's a really big difference. So you trace it down so that you can have the actual size of it, or to be able to just add whatever color you want in there. Now over here, again, you see all of this negative space. If I want to use this as a print and cut, if I want to do a sticker, if I want to have the outline on it so that I can size it to the proper size, you're still removing the transparent background. You're still removing a background. It's just transparent. Silhouette Studio does not work in pixels. So whenever you bring something in it, it's going to have like the box all the way up to the transparent pixels. Whereas something like Photoshop, Affinity Photo, what some people call it, Canva, they are bitmap softwares. They're based off of like pixels. So it's going to eliminate any transparent pixels and give you just that particular image. Anything that's a vector software, it will not do that. And you have to crop it down essentially. So cropping it down, tracing it down to remove the background, removing the background are technically interchangeable terminologies depending on which software you are working from. Okay. So this is called Silhouette Studio. It is the program that is used to control the Cameo machines. So whether it's a Cameo 1, 2, 3, 4, if it is the Pro, if you have a portrait, if you have a Curio, so it controls all of those. However, it is actually a standalone software. You can download this even if you don't have a Silhouette machine. You can download this and use it to create your graphics for your creative business. So if you want to make chip bag, I've designed so many chip bags in this. You can design for shirts, you can design for keychains, you can design for tumblers, you can design for selfie frames, you can design invitations and not be limited on the size that you can print. I've designed 8-foot banners in this software, and you can do all that from the free version of it. Just go to silhouetteamerica.com, download it, watch my video about it. This is not sponsored. I'm not affiliated with their company in any way, shape, or form. I just think that it is a great software, especially being the fact that it's free and you can fully design in it. I just like to share this with others that this is a resource outside of Photoshop or Affinity, like things that even if it's a one-time payment, you still have to buy them. This is 100% free. Now, there are paid upgrades, but you can do a lot from the free software. All of the tracing is available. Well, I'm not saying all of it, but like your basic trace and detach, that's available in the free version of the software. All right, so we're going to go back over here. We're going to go select trace area, place our box, and then we just have to, make our adjustments, and then we go trace and detach, and it's going to remove that really, really big box around it, and you're going to have just the image. Now I can, maneuver her, resize her, and things like that. Wow, really hours? Like so far, that has not happened to me. I hope it doesn't. So yeah, that's only if you, come on. I hate when it does that. All right, I'm gonna come off of here real quick. I should have known it's gonna be I don't really know what's gonna come up once Silhouette goes down. I'm not even gonna lie. Although I think it's my website though. Okay, yeah. So it was actually my website, so I didn't have to really come off. But it will do that sometimes. I had too much stuff going on it, and it's not. That's the downside of Celestial. It's not a robust like software. If you try and throw too much at it, even I have a gaming computer and it still acts crazy. And it's more so with 4.3. I was just telling my, apprentice, and I was showing her on my laptop, I have 3.6. There is a file that I could not get to open on version 4. It kept shutting down Silhouette Studio. But that same file opened up on version 3.6 with no issue. So I will say, as they have tried to improve and make changes to the software, it wasn't like the greatest, and it still kind of had issues. All right, so it did not even do a save, which sucks. Hold on. It did not auto save any of that. So I now have to bring the pictures back in. Okay, good. That's even better because now I have Cinderella there. And let me go up here to the JPEG versions of Cinderella, 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 Cinderella. All right. Okay, let's go back. And then there's that Cinderella. And we're going to shrink that one down. Okay. All right. So this is transparent background. I'm going to go over again to trace, select trace area, place my box, increase my threshold, and go trace into attach. No, it wasn't open. It wasn't in the recovery. I went there. Trust me, I know this software like the back of my hand. It's the first place I went to. it didn't save it. But yeah, so it's only when you have to do the updates. If you like when VersaWorks pops up, if it says, hey, there's this new version, they actually do the update. If you click on that, it will say like hours and hours and hours. But if you go directly to the like someone who's setting their system up brand new, just got it, it's not going to take hours for that download. Although it did, the new one said 2 hours for me, but it won't take as long if you're just going to the website, just downloading it. But the update, oh yes, Lord, yes, God, it takes forever. All right, so now this is the box where this was reading at 20.823 by 27.7, but the actual image itself was only 10.291 by 21.286. All right. And so this was a transparent background. Now this had white on it. So you would end up using the same exact tool, which is trace and detach. I'm actually just going to do both of them. And we're going to just take our threshold up. And we're going to go trace and detach. And they definitely should be paying you because you know it better than they do. Thank you for that. Incredible evening. Welcome, welcome. Now, I will say mine is also probably acting a little wonky because I have to figure out what's pulling and making my hard drive seem like it's full, because I don't use my hard drive at all. Like, when I say at all, but I do, but the majority of my things are saved to an external drive, an external cloud. But for some reason, it's making it seem like my hard drive is full. So Silhouette Studio is running a little sluggish, and certain things are running a little bit sluggish because my computer thinks that I don't have any memory on it and it's operating that way. So I do have to kind of go through and just remove some stuff. I don't know what it is. I know some of it is videos, but it still shouldn't be, because I have a 1 terabyte drive, and I don't save just my pictures and stuff like that to it. I save it to my cloud. So I don't know what's going on with it. So we're going to click here and move this. So at the end of the day, it technically is the same. Well, I do have a little bit of white in here, so there's some things that you have to do for that, but it's the same process. And now they look exactly the same. I can layer them. I can put this. They were on first, they were on 1. So now if I wanted to bring this to the front and layer it, if I wanted to make her bigger, twist her, do whatever, I'm able to now do that because it is traced down. So in a nutshell, that's what tracing is. Do you ever get the message stating low resolution image, even though it's a high quality? Yes, and you ignore it. I always ignore that one. It's actually in the corner right there, right now. You simply ignore it. Just ignore it. And if you know it's a high quality image, it's going to be high quality. If you're printing directly from Silhouette Studio, it's still going to be high quality. Now, if you go and you're trying to save it out, to take it outside of Silhouette, and you don't do it correctly, yes, it is going to show up as a low quality image when you go do the DTF print, so if you take into a different software. But as long as you bring that image into Silhouette Studio and it is a high quality, whatever you're doing in Silhouette Studio and you print it directly from there, it is still going to remain high quality. Hey, Miss Parker. So thank you for that question, because I was actually able to teach something. All right, I want to go. It's 8:39. I got to get home. I want to be able to eat before it gets too late. So we're going to wrap this up. But if you are just joining, you did not hear about it. The title of this says, all about the SubNation seminars. It's things like this. So the first day of all of the project week, so week 2 through 5, we're going to see things like this. So whether it's from Silhouette Studio, showing a little bit of it, maybe from like Photoshop and things that, those are my 2 like design ones. I design in Illustrator, but not quite to where like I teach that, because that's when I'm getting like I'm doing specific types of edits and specific types of designs, but I don't really teach that because a lot of my people that I teach, I choose to teach on a beginner level, and I'll do different like warps and envelopes and things like that. 3D effects in Illustrator, I don't necessarily teach that. You know, there's other people who will teach it. I kind of teach more so from a beginner level to kind of like intermediate, to be able to help you really understand the graphic designing software and get your feet wet in designing. But Photoshop, you can do some beginner friendly things in there, and there's some really cool things to kind of that I use that software for. And of course, I have to use Illustrator because I have a roll-in, and I use that to set my cut contour lines. So that is coming, Kimberly. That will be before the summer is over with. I'm trying to set the date for that. It'll be before the kids go back to school for the now that one's going to be like a real workshop, the roll-in one. And we're going to go through troubleshooting, things you should know, all that kind of stuff when it comes to the roll-in. So that one is coming. But as far as just what we're doing now, the first day is always design. So come next week, July 3rd, I'm going to teach about how to properly design for foam board creations, whether you're creating a template, if you're creating like a design that you're going to cut that design exactly. Like if I wanted to take this Cinderella and I wanted to make it as a big cutout, I have to start with tracing it first and then sizing it. If I'm going to send it to a smaller format printer, how to split it up. That's what we're going to go over in day one of designing for your foam board creations. Day two is about the business side of it. So if you decide to actually monetize it, how to properly price for it, where you're going to get the materials from, like how much they cost, like on average and things like that. And then if you're not going to monetize it, still talking about the business side of how this can be beneficial to you in your business, how it can complement your business. And then the last day is the actual application. So I'm going to teach you techniques for cutting the foam board up, what you need to know, like if you are doing contour cuts, if you're just going to make stands and things like that, that's what you will get in the first week, whatever. So each week starts off with designing. That's always my primary focus, is teaching design. I want for people to be somewhat self-sufficient in how they design. Some things you're just going to have to go and buy them online, or you're going to have to hire someone and commission someone to create an exclusive design for you because you're not at that skill yet. And guys, it's okay to not be at that skill set. You see all these amazing things, and it's great to aspire to be able to design like that. But if you are just starting, that is not your skill set. You have to practice. You have to give yourself time. You have to give yourself grace in the learning process to get to that skill set. Things that I do now are not things that I was doing, even thought about doing, or thought I could do 20 years ago when I started learning to design. Don't let me saying that I've been designing for 20 years be like, make it like, oh man, I don't want to wait that long. Is it really going to take me 20 years? So to get to this point, now there are milestones where I was like, oh wow, this was better than the month before, better than the year before. I progressively grew, and I'm going to still grow in how I design. But you're looking at 20 years. When you see me just kind of be able to throw designs together, that's 20 years of practicing, okay? So give yourself grace. Be okay with designing on your skill level and keeping an account of that and just watching the progression. Like, trust me, enjoy the journey, enjoy the progression, all right? So like I said, design. So with the summer programs, we have workshops, which that's what they were called before. We're rebranding them to be more like study hall, study sessions, because we really want them to be work-alongs. Even if it's like a simple task that you're just stuck on, like I might choose to do one that's about edit points, and we're going to sit there. We're going to make sure that we master, or get to a point of mastering these edit points, or tracing, or even when it comes to multiple cropping. That hurt. Like that is a tough area for a lot of people, is, what do I do when I have all these different elements, and how do I multiple crop? So doing that step by step for people to understand. That's kind of what the study hall study sessions will be for the summer. It'll be like one task and that's it. Like we're going to focus on one thing. We're not doing a whole lot of. And those will come as we decide like what we're going to do. And that's really kind of by the seat of my pants, not really putting a lot of emphasis on fully pre-scheduling those because I never know what my schedule is going to bring. Like I was going to do one Monday yesterday, but my son had seizures, 2 back to back, 4 o'clock and 5 o'clock in the morning. So that threw that out of the window. So those I'm not really committed to a specific time, but the summer school and the summer seminars are set already. They're set in stone as far as those taking place. The summer school is all 5 weeks, all packaged up really nice for you. You also get access to our retired training, which is Complement Your Small Business. And in that one, actually, if I pull open the, what's the name? I think I did put it on there. The Complement Your Small Business. Is it there? No, it's not. I have to find, oh wait, you know what? Nope, it's not there either. But it was like 7 or 9 sessions. DIY scratch off cards, your thank you cards, tags, product labels, how to create your thumbnails, how to create overlays so that when you have your products and you can just have that, that's when you would go into Pixar. You take your picture, you edit it, you have that overlay. So you go add photo, that overlay is already there. So you don't have to keep adding your watermark to it in specific places. What in the heck is going on with my chair? So we taught all of that. And that is a class that no one can go and actually purchase that class anymore. That was retired last year, Black Friday. So that is a bonus that you're getting one of my top classes that's not available anymore. But you only get that if you sign up for the full summer school. We're also going to have some additional resources for you within that. So the summer school covers all 5 weeks, all 5 sessions. The seminars, I had to think of a different word that I can use. And because it is multiple sessions, we're calling them the summer seminars. You're going to be in the same Zoom as those who are in the summer school. You just won't have access to all 5 weeks. They are broken up into, well, you'll have access from week 2 through 5 or session 2 through 5. So that is Foam Board 101, custom ribbons and bows, sublimation, emphasis on drinkware and apparel, and then the world of transfers and outsourcing or press on demand, POD, is the 5th week. And you can choose to select any of those. When you click on them, the thumbnail has the description of what each one is. We're going to add a little bit more description to the listing, but now you can choose to sign up for just one of those weeks. Those are the seminars, and you will get you'll get the Zoom link that will give you access to all 3 of the days for that particular week. Okay. Let's see. Do I have a class about the Solo? No, I do not, because I've never used it. I purchased that thing and I never used it. I really have no desire to. At some point here, I will do the video for the Romeo because we've moved things around now. So now I can do it. And I figured out what was wrong with my camera with doing it out there because I had the wrong cord. So I will be doing the videos for the Caesar. I have the Romeo, so I'll be doing the videos for that. We discovered that there's not much to the software, so I'm still going to design in Silhouette Studio, and then I'm going to design in Silhouette Studio and then save it as an SVG or whatever file it is to open it up in Leonardo and then be able to cut it just so that we can test out, the cutting features of it, how its print and cut works. So that is coming very, very soon now that we've kind of worked out where we can put that beast. That thing is huge. It cuts 24 inches, but its length is about 30, was it 36 or 38? Like, because it has extra stuff on it. I think that's what it was. So it's huge. So I had to figure out some space for it to kind of go at, but that's coming. But Solo, it just sits up there. It was a waste of money for me. Yeah, we have watermarks and logos. Like it's so much stuff for a creative business. The complement your small business. I'm sorry. All right, so that is in a nutshell. Any questions about the seminars? Everything does have the option to use Sezzle. That was a big one. I made a post about that. Like when you go on, when you first click on it, you're going to see the express options. If you've ever used Shop Pay, the Shop Pay pop-up will come up. It's going to text you a code. Ignore that text. Just exit out. If you put it in there, you're only going to see the Shop Pay options. So if it pops up and it's asking for the code, it texts you the code, ignore it. Just exit out. Something is seriously wrong with my chair. It is feeling really weird and wobbly, and my husband needs to fix my chair because this is annoying. Sorry, y'all. That was distracting because I felt like it was about to fall. But you'll ignore that. And then on the cart at the bottom, it will say continue to payments. Once you do that, it is going to show all of the options, whether it's with a credit card, with PayPal, with Sezzle, Shop Pay for installments. So you have to click, whether it's on your computer or on your phone, you want to click the part that says continue to payments. And then on your computer, if you don't see it, you want to click at the top, and I think it'll say go back to the cart or something like that. But you have to click on the one that says continue to payments in order to see the Sezzle option. But yes, we do have Sezzle on the site. All right, we're going to post that. And we're going to post this one. How do you get Sezzle? Is that in Shopify? Is there a Shopify class that you did? What do you mean? How do you add it to your website? Is that what you mean? I don't know in the Shopify class if we went over Sezzle. I don't think I was using Sezzle then. It took me a long time to offer Sezzle, and I really wish I could do it for products as well, but it would take too much to create because I don't know if like someone will just add like a bunch of other items on. To be honest, I don't like Sezzle as a merchant, like as a store. I don't like Sezzle because it charges you almost, it can be double to 3 times the amount of your regular credit card processing. So it's like anywhere from 6 to 10%, like depending on like whatever your agreement is with says when you set it up. So it's like 6 to 10%, and that's with any of them, Klarna, Afterpay, or whatever. Like for you to process it, for your customers to have the convenience of breaking it up into payments, you take the hit, not them. You would think that they would put that on them, and like, let's say if it was $100, they would say, okay, well, you can break it up in payments, but you have to pay $110 or $105, whatever the percentage is. You would think that they would put it on the customer. No, they put it on you. And where credit card, depending on which Shopify plan you have, your credit card transaction fees might be 2.3, 2.6, 2.9, 2.7, whatever it is. When you're using these buy now, pay laters, like I said, it's like 6 to 10%. That's a big difference. And if someone does a refund, like they canceled their order, you don't get that back, even when they're doing a regular credit card. But it's like, okay, if I lose 2%, it's not that bad because you do your tax, so you can kind of get that back on the back end. But that's a lot to lose because they only pay you out a certain amount. And if someone ends up canceling, you are eating that cost. So it took a long time for me to consider offering Sezzle. So, or any of the buy now, pay laters. So I don't think that it was in my Shopify one because at the time I did not have it, like, and I could not stand it. So Yeah, it may not be in my Shopify one there, but yeah, you just kind of go on. You just have to, you'll put the app on there. You have to apply. Yeah, you have to apply through Sezzle and Affirm and Klarna and Afterpay and all of those, and they will ask you what type of site you have. Because I know Afterpay told me that my site didn't meet their demographic, whatever, so they denied us. So you have to actually apply for them. It's not just automatic to have them on your site. At least when I tried to do it. Affirm, you are actually still paying a higher price with Affirm too. Check your contract, but it's definitely more than the standard credit card processing fee. And I'm different. Like, I love, some people despise it. I don't know. I've been using it for a long time. I'm not sure if it's because I kind of have all my ducks in a row when it comes to it. I've never lost a chargeback, and knock on wood, but I've never lost one. I've never had an issue with it. I know, like, some in one of our classes, someone said they didn't like it because like they blocked their account based off of what they were selling. I personally have never had an issue with it. I absolutely love PayPal for Business. I've done I've been offered the capital through it, so I personally don't have an issue with it. What about Shop Pay? So Shop Pay is also, it's still anything that's not anything that's buy now, pay later, you will have a higher processing fee than just regular credit cards. So yes, I have Shop Pay because it comes through with Shopify. So I do have Shop Pay, but it is at a higher processing than credit cards. Any buy now, pay later comes with a higher transaction fee. I mean, but you just have to give it time. Like, I mean, they're just making sure. And I guess maybe that's the difference for me is I was using PayPal in my infancy where that wasn't necessarily like my main thing. And it was like, it was an option for people to kind of pay in through it. So by the time I had a website, I didn't have to worry about, like, I get my money immediately, like immediately. So yes, in the beginning, I went through that as well. So where it does take, some time, you have to make sure that, you have you set out your tracking number. There's like, if it's for a service, it can be a little bit tricky, but yeah, it's just making sure, that's just like when it came to eBay. eBay was the same way. If you sell anything on eBay, you don't get your money right away. So that person will pay for it. You have to still ship it and send it out, but eBay won't pay you out until they've confirmed like they've gotten it. So but yeah, I like PayPal though. I loved it for the shipping part of it and everything. So it always worked out for me. But it also might be because I've had it for quite some time. All right. But I'm going to go, y'all, so that I can go and get some dinner. But I look forward to seeing you guys. We do have a session tomorrow for the business. Again, you can only access the business week if you are in the full summer school. That's the only ones that will have access to this week, which we're going to talk, where we're going over business, finding your audience, understanding about, well, pricing will kind of be throughout the whole thing. So they'll be able to really understand pricing because we're going to get pricing structures for each of the project weeks. So once you kind of combine all that information, you'll have a better understanding of pricing for anything. Now, if you only take one session, you're only going to understand pricing for that, but they'll understand about pricing and whatnot. So it's going to be amazing. We're going to go over branding and marketing. We're going to go over options as far as websites and things like that, whether it's a one page, if it's an e-commerce site. So a lot is going to happen in this first week for those in the business one. And then, of course, if you want to continue that, we do have a creative business program. We did the pilot part of it just to kind of test some things out. And that's going to come back with our fall classes as well. Okay. So our business one, that's going to focus on the business. You're not going to learn any projects in the business one. We focus on nothing but the business side week for week for week. That's going to come back. And then the bachelor's, master's, and doctorate program are for designing and actually completing projects. So be on the lookout for those in the fall. All right. All right. Until next time, guys, have a great one. Continue to unlock your creativity and be incredible.